Shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, ma'am. 1 minute.
Yeah.
We're going to give this as a live YouTube stream.
Yes, sir.
One minute, madam. 1 minute. More options రావాలి కదా రాజు ఇలా more options రావాలి కదా సార్ శ్రీనివాసులు సార్ శ్రీనివాసులు సార్ హలో మీరు నన్ను హోస్ట్ చేయండి వినపడుతుంది హోస్ట్ చేయండి నన్ను హోస్ట్ ఆల్సో మ్యామ్ నిర్మలా బాబు మ్యామ్
Yes,
I'm inviting you
sir,
to speak.
Sadashivaya, sir, thank you very much for calling me. A very good morning to all of you and a very warm welcome. I'll just take out our ABCD names and our co-associates.
Please on your video.
It's on, sir. Sir, video is on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, we are here, ma'am. We are hearing.
Shall I start, sir?
Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sadashivaya, sir, for calling me. Very good morning to you all and a warm welcome to this national webinar on biodiversity in India, special reference to Eastern Ghats. It is organized, already told by Sadashivaya, sir, in association with Biodiversity, Conservation and Development, ABCD, and also in association with Department of Botany and Department of Microbiology, Dr.BRR Government College, Jadcherla, Mahbubnagar. So I would like to introduce my ABCD members, and I being the president, my vice president is Dr. S. Karupaswamy from Madurai, and then secretary, our own beloved Dr. B. Sadashivaya sir from BRR Government College, Jadcherla. Joint Secretary, Mr. N. Siddalu from Tara Degree College. Treasurer, M. Sharad Gaud, also from SVMR Degree College, Vanaparthi. Executive members, Sri P.V. Ramakrishna, Forest Range Officer, Vigilance and Enforcement Division, and Sri M. Ahmadullah Garu, Scientist E, Botanical Survey of India, etc. Followed by our association with Dr. C.H. Appia Chinnamma, Principal, Dr. B.R.R. Government Degree College, Jadcherla, with our two head departments, Sri P. Srinivasulu Garu, Head Department of Botany, Sri P. Srinivasa Rao, Head Department of Microbiology. And then coming back to the professor, Professor T. Pulaya, retired, Department of Botany, Sri Krishna Devaraya University, and Dr. K. Tulsi Rao, retired Deputy Conservator, Department of Forestry, and all the faculty members of OU and Mahbubnagar and BRR Government Degree College, and my dear student and media. A day calls upon the global community to reevaluate our relationship to the natural world, as we are completely dependent on healthy and vibrant ecosystem for our food, water, shelter, medicine, clothes, fuel, and energy. Let us celebrate the slogan of 2021. In quotes, we are a part of the solution for nature. As a reminder that biodiversity remains the answer to several sustainable developmental challenges. Coming back to our achievements of ABCD. ABCD started in the year 2012 in the name of Biological Resource Persons Association and changed its name in 2015 as ABCD. Our founder secretary, Dr. B. Sadashivaya sir, Assistant Professor of Botany, working on biodiversity conservation, is an expertise in rescuing snakes and other wild animals. So far, he has rescued more than 4,000 snakes and rescued 50 other animals in the span of 10 years. Later on, he has taken up more than 800 awareness programs on rescue of snakes and conservation of biodiversity, befitting about 5 lakhs students. By training them in rescuing of snakes to nearly 100 students and the frontline staff of Forest Department in Mahbubnagar district. Well, it involves in planning. He has planted more than 3,600 samplings in Government Degree College, Vanaparthi, and recently 4,000 in Dr.BRR Government College, Jadcherla. He has also taken up greenery in the adoption of the village Narsingapalli and Manajipet and distributed more than 5,000 samplings of fruit yielding plants. Also, he has invited speakers through ABCD for Forest Academy, Telangana. By taking in conservation of biodiversity at Thirumalaya Gutta, sacred groves, and making the zone a no plastic zone. I'm very happy to let you know that there was a discovery of 2 new species. Pancreatum, species name Brahmarambe and Telanganensis. Also helped in preparing the PBRs in Andhra Pradesh. More than 32 PBRs we have. Then again, he has prepared Kottakota People's Biodiversity PBRs in Telangana. One of the contributors to the threatened Taxa of Telangana. He gives the financial support to 4 students every year, that is the degree college students from 2012 onwards. He's also an expertise in identification of flora and fauna. Well, not only that, research is also going on in Eastern Ghats. They're also an expert in grass identification, working on grasses of Nalamalais. Tiger, census wildlife, census of Vanaparthi district from 2018. ABCD has organized national seminar, state level seminars for 3 workshops on plant taxonomy. Let me tell you, as biodiversity is a living fabric for our planet, let us be part of the solution for nature. and it is the foundation upon which we can build back better. As we are aware of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Biodiversity Day is being commemorated through webinar campaign. I assure this webinar on biodiversity will be useful for all the faculty, participant in general, all the human beings present in this webinar. And they all will conserve to keep a healthy and a vibrant ecosystem. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. So thank you very much. Sir, it's over to Sadashivaya, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for the introduction of ABCD and great message to the participants about biodiversity. Before going to talk of Dr. Appiya Chinnamma, ma'am,
yes.
I would like to invite the co-convener of the webinar, Mr. Srinivas Rao Garu, to lightening the lamp, and I am also inviting Lata ma'am, lecturer in botany. Please sing a Vande Mataram song, ma'am. Please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
And not visible anything. Yeah. You are visible, sir.
Uh-huh.
Lata ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Sufalam. Malayaj Sheetalam. Sasya Syamalam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Shubhra Jyosna Pulakitayaminim. Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim. Suhasinim. Sumadurabashinim. Sukadam Varadam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for a wonderful singing of Vande Mataram. Now, I would like to invite our beloved principal, Dr. C.H. Appiya Chinnamma, madam, the principal, Dr. B.R.R. Government College, Jadcherla, to speak on this occasion.
Thank you, Dr. Sadashivaya, for
Thank you.
invitation. Good morning. Welcome you all for today's webinar. I am Dr. Appiya Chinnamma, principal of this college. Today's webinar is jointly organized by the Department of Botany and Microbiology of our college in association with the ABCD group. My heartfelt thanks and gratitudes to eminent personalities, Professor Pullaya Garu, retired, Department of Botany, SK University, Anantapur District, Andhra Pradesh, and Dr. K. Tulasi Rao Garu, retired Deputy Conservator, Forest Department, Andhra Pradesh, for their acceptance to share their knowledge on this occasion. Today, that is May 22nd, International Biological Day is celebrating with aim to throw the light on biodiversity. Biodiversity is referred to living things. Today, there are a lot of consequences facing, a lot of issues on biodiversity facing due to many factors. However, our resource persons are going to share their knowledge. Let us all pay our attention and gain the knowledge. Thank you, one and all. Over to Sadasivaya Garu.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your sweet and short message on biodiversity conservation. Thank you very much. We are ahead in conservation of biodiversity. The Dr.BRR College is the first college in the Telangana state. Now we are conserving nearly 800 species of plants in Telangana Botanical Garden. The individuals of plant number is around 4,000 individuals planted in a year. That is the capacity. That is the special point of this Dr. BRR Government College, Jadcherla, towards the conservation of biodiversity. And also, we are rescuing the snakes and also other wildlife in surrounding of Jadcherla and nearly 40 kilometers surrounding of Jadcherla with the help of ABCD. I am very happy to be the part of this college. Now, I would like to invite, before going to invite our present speaker, a little bit information regarding this webinar. This webinar is planned 3 days before. Within 3 days before, our resource persons accepted our invitation for giving a lecture on biodiversity, and also 350 members were registered throughout the country, and 2 other countries, one is Saudi Arabia and the other one is China. Nearly 11 state people are involving and participating in this webinar, and also majority of the participants are students. Nearly 250 members are students, and nearly 100 people are around teachers and especially assistant professors and associate professors of colleges and also other universities. And another thing regarding this webinar is, so some of the scientists are also participating in this webinar. We got registrations from especially Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Orissa. Majority of the people from Telangana and Tamil Nadu and then Andhra Pradesh. So with this background, I would like to invite Sri Sidulu Garu to introduce our today's speaker, Professor Pullaya Garu. Sidulu, sir, please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, you are audible, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Very good morning to all. It's a great opportunity for me to introduce our today's speaker and eminent personality and legend in the field of plant taxonomy, Professor Pullaya, sir. So, sir has obtained his MSc and a PhD degrees in botany from Andhra University. And he was a postdoctoral fellow at Moscow State University, Russia during 1976-78. And he traveled widely in Europe and visited universities and botanic gardens in about 17 countries. And he joined Sri Krishna University as a lecturer in 1979 and became professor in 1993. He held several positions in the university as Dean, Faculty of Life Sciences, Head Department of Botany, Chairman Board of Studies, Head Department of Sericulture, Coordinator and Chairman Board of Studies in Biotechnology, and Principal, Sri Krishna-Devaraya University College. He retired from active services in 2011 and was selected by UGC as UGC BSR Faculty Fellow in the Department of Botany, Sri Krishna-Devaraya University. He has published 75 books, 330 research papers, and 35 popular articles. His books have been published by reputed international publishers like Elsevier, Spring, CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Press, CBS Publishers, etc. So, he was the principal investigator of 20 major research projects totaling more than 3 crore of rupees, funded by AP Netherlands Biotech Program, DBT, DST, CSIR, UGC, BSI, WWF, GCC, etc. Under his guidance, 54 students obtained their PhD degrees and 34 students their MPhil degrees. He is the recipient of Best Teacher Award from the government of Andhra Pradesh, and Professor P. Maheshwari Gold Medal, Professor P.C. Trivedi Medal of Editorial Excellence, and Dr. G. Panigrahi Memorial Award of Indian Botanical Society, and Professor Y.D. Tyagi Gold Medal of the Indian Association for Angiosperm Taxonomy. He was President of Indian Association for Angiosperm Taxonomy and President of the Indian Botanical Society in 2014. And he was a member of Species Survival Commission of International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. So this is the actually short and very few points about sir. Actually, there are many things to say about sir. So thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation. And yes, I will request you to start your lecture, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please. Yeah, shall I?
Yes, sir. Waiting for you.
Yeah. Friends, before I start my lecture on biodiversity day, I would like to bring to the notice of the audience, who are listening to this lecture, that one of our greatest biodiversity conservationists in India, Sundarlal Bahuguna, most of you must be knowing, Chipko movement. Sundarlal Bahuguna passed away yesterday. Let us pay homage to Sundarlal Bahuguna. He was a person who started Chipko movement in Garhwal Himalayas when the trade persons from Gujarat wanted to cut down the trees. The ladies, he mobilized the ladies in that particular area to hug the trees. That if you want to cut a tree, remember, cut our head. So that is the movement. That is how biodiversity was conserved by one of our greatest environmentalists, Sundarlal Bahuguna. Sorry to know that he passed away. I hope all of you take his blessings and then more about his. Yeah. Let me talk on biodiversity of Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats, remember, one of the ecoregions of India, extend from Mahanadi Delta. Mahanadi, remember, the borders are Mahanadi in the north in the Orissa, down in Tamil Nadu between Vaigai and Mahanadi regions. This extends mainly through Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and partly to Telangana and a little Karnataka also. So right from Ganjam in Kalahandi, Visakhapatnam, Tirupati, Shavara Hills, etc. Well, the prominent hill ranges, remember, Western Ghats is a continuous chain of unbroken hills except Palghat Pass. Remember, unbroken hill ranges, whereas Eastern Ghats are broken hill ranges and they are cut through the rivers Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri, and smaller rivers. Well, the ranges, the hill ranges in Odisha are Konmal Range, Kalahandi Range, Ganjam Range, Gajapati Range, Koraput Range, Sambalpur Range, and Dhenkanal. Whereas in Andhra Pradesh, they extend over Palakonda Hills, Araku Hills, Yarada Hills. Remember, Yarada Hills is right into the Bay of Bengal. Well, the lighthouse, Visakhapatnam Harbor is protected by these Yarada Hills, but that is Eastern Ghats. Papi Hills, Kondapalli Hills, Nalamala, Sheshalam, and Kambakam Hills. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, remember, well, here this is part, Nalamalais extend to Nalamalais and then other Papi Hills. Papi Hills extend to Kambam, whereas Nalamalais extend to Mabunagar and then Nalgonda. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, Javadu Hill, Jinji Hills, Shivarayan, Kalrayan Hills, Kollimalai, Bodimalai, Chitteri Hills, Belagiri Hills, Pachamalais, Chirmalais, Alagara Hills. Whereas in Karnataka, they extend over Biligiri Hills, Biligiri Rangan Hills, and then Sandur. Well, the highest peaks, remember, are in Orissa, Turiyakonda 1598, Mahendragiri 1506, Udayagiri 1364, whereas Armakonda is 1680, whereas Galikonda in Araku Valley, which you are all familiar, is 1643, whereas Harsley Hills is 1234, whereas Tirumala Hills is 1155. In south, Sevara Hills is 1700 meters, Kolli Hills 1500, and then Tirumala Hills 1300. Well, we surveyed the whole of Eastern Ghats for almost more than 35 to 40 years, including present Sadasivaya, and there are nearly 3,417 species of both angiosperms and gymnosperms, distributed over 1,172 genera and 180 families. Well, you can see there the breakup of dicotyledons, monocotyledons, and gymnosperms. What are the largest families in Eastern Ghats? The largest families are Poaceae, Fabaceae, Euphorbiaceae, Cyperaceae, Acanthaceae, Asperaceae, Rubiaceae, Lamiaceae are some of the largest families. Remember, even Moraceae has 40 species. We know only ficus, but still there are 40 species in Eastern Ghats. Well, total number of grass taxa, remember, as the Sadasivaya is one of the experts in it. Well, in total, there are 360. Well, Northern Eastern Ghats 220, Middle Eastern Ghats 257, and then Southern Eastern Ghats 212. Well, restricted taxa are 40, 18, and 34 in these particular taxa. Well, what are the largest genera in Eastern Ghats? Crotal area with 49 species. Imagine one genus, 49 species, Cyperus 44, Euphorbia 40, Fimbristyle is 32, Ficus 28. Remember, I told you, Ficus 28, Leucas 27, Indigofera 26, Ipomia 24, Philanthus 22, Cassia. It goes on. So here, these are some of the largest genera in Eastern Ghats, dominant genera. Well, distribution of orchids. Remember, we brought out, I'll show you that photograph also. A total of 197 taxa belonging to 66 genera occur in Eastern Ghats. Andhra Pradesh Eastern Ghats has 89 species, Karnataka 27 Eastern Ghats. I am talking Eastern Ghats, not Karnataka, whole Karnataka. Odisha Eastern Ghats 128, Telangana Eastern Ghats 17, Tamil Nadu Eastern Ghats 89. Telangana Eastern Ghats is pretty small area of Khammam, Mabunagar, and then districts only. So, whereas the largest orchids genera are in Eastern Ghats, you can see the photographs also. Dendrobium 19 species, Bulbophyllum 12 species, Overania 10, Lucia 5, Acampea 4, Erides 4, Colchicum, Gastrochelys, Lipocharis, Cleistostoma, Silogyne, Cymbidium, Papilionanthe, Polydota, Pometocarpa, and Vanda, 2 species. Well, orchid genera on Eastern Ghats are Habenaria 22, Juxine 9, Liparis 8, Eulopia 7, Nervalia 6, Pedistylus 5, Geodoramus 4, Goderia 4, Crepidium 3. Well, what are the restricted taxa which occur only in Eastern Ghats and nowhere else? Well, restricted taxa which are restricted to Andhra Pradesh are Argyria aracuensis, Argyria srinivasanai, Coleus subbaravai. Remember one Dr. G.V. Subbarao and his wife G.R. Kumari from Botanical Survey of India have worked throughout their life in the whole of Eastern Ghats, especially in Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram, Srikakulam, etc. They have reported these species. Curcuma longa, Vanahardiana, Psychosphaerica, especially in northern coastal, northern Eastern Ghats, Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, Villalia quadrinervis, Globa oryxensis, Kalanchoy cherucondensis, Lucas Mukherjiana, Memsilian Jadavai, Memsilian Moraganse. This Jadavai is from Eastern Ghats. Well, it is named on Jadav, the forest officer of South Telangana district. Memesilan madgolense, Milletia. Remember, this Memesilan is endemic and also endangered. Milletia orisse, Musa Shankarai, and then Ophiuraza Chandrasekharanai, Orthocyphon rubicanus, Paventa minor, Pimpinella bracteata, Pogostimon rugosus, Vincotia haeniana, Pimpinella tirpatensis also. Please add here Pimpinella tirpatensis, Vincotia haeniana, and Strobilanthus japorensis. Similarly, Parahyperina bellarensis. Remember, this species was thought extinct. Please remember, thought extinct, but recently, Shinde and one of the scholars from St. Xavier College, Bombay, they rediscovered this in Gutti Hills and also in Gandikota Reservoir area. Parahyperina bellarensis, which was thought extinct, is now rediscovered from Eastern Ghats. Well, some of the endemic taxa, which you all know here. Well, these are some of the photographs. You can see Sadashivaya here on the left side. It is a red sanders, the pride of Eastern Ghats. That is why it occurs only in Eastern Ghats, nowhere else. Well, we brought out a book on Eastern Ghats, this particular book. Well, red sanders was published by Springer. Well, some of the endemic taxa to Eastern Ghats are Justitia nilgirensis. This is the photograph. Croton scabiosus. Remember, this occurs only in Kadapa Hills. Croton scabiosus is endemic to Kadapa Hills. This is Hildegardia populifolia, Galibodagal Chetu. In fact, it was listed in Red Data book as only 20 individuals are found, but Sadashivaya and his teacher Ravi Prasad Rao have discovered nearly 40,000 trees in Eastern Ghats, right from Anantapur to Tamil Nadu, Kalvai Hills. This is a flower and the fruit of this particular plant. Well, another plant which is endemic to Eastern Ghats is Cycas bedomai, which occurs only in Papanasanam Hills and Tirumala Hills, Sheshachalam Hills, especially of Eastern Ghats. It is endemic and also endangered, listed in. Well, some of the endemic plants and also recently described are Euphorbia venkatrajoi, one of my students described by Sarojini. Well, as Madam was telling, so Pancratium brahmarambe and Pancratium Telanganense are also from Eastern Ghats, especially from Mahbubnagar district. We described another species, Dimorphocalix carnolensis from Erramalais, from out forest in Kurnool district. This is male plant. Yeah. Well, this is several Blackish Charmander. Recently, Prasad and then Venu have brought out a book on Blackish Charmander, and we also brought out a book on Blackish Charmander and Ceropegia in India. This is Blackish Charmander Annamacharya. You can see the flowers, the beauty of these flowers of this plant is not recognizable, especially when it is not in flowering. Only when it is in flowering, it looks like a grass. But when it's flowering, all Blackish Charmander. When it is, this you can see the beauty, Blackish Charmander. Anantapur, remember, Anantapur is one of the second driest place in the world. It's India, and 13th driest in the world. But still, many of our students are describing new species from this particular district. This is, you can see the lantern-like, flower, Blackish Charmander, Anantapur. This is from Eastern Ghats. Well, Blackish Charmander, Nalmalayana, described by Ravi Prasad Rao, our student, and then Prasad of BSI. And this is Blackish Charmander, Nalmalayana, well described from. Well, this is Blackish Charmander nigiriadum, described by one of our students, Rajakullai Swami. This is from, once again, Nigiri Hills. Several species are coming from Nigiri Hills. Even last week also, one Ophiopogon prasanne, repeat, Ophiopogon prasanne has recently been described from Nigiri Hills by Ravi Prasad Rao and other scientists from BSI. So this is a new species from, so many new. So what statistic which I gave 3,400, after a few years, that may increase. Well, this is once again another Blackish Charmander Penchalaconense. This is in Penchalakona in Nellore district. I asked Rashingam, who described this particular species, where is the plant? Sir, I discovered only 2 plants in that whole area. I am unable. So they have not described a fruit. They describe only flower of this plant, and no. So you can go to Penchalakona, find out new plant, and then describe this new species. This is once again Blackish Charmander. Sorry. This is Blackish Charmander pullayi. Well, our students are very kind enough to name this plant on my name, Blackish Charmander pullayi. This is from Nalamalais Hills, described by Ravi Prasad Rao. This photograph was shared by Dr. Sadashivaya. Well, this is Blackish Charmander, Prasanna, Prasad and Prasanna. You can see the beauty of these flowers, especially the petals and the indumentum in there. Well, this is Blackish Charmander described by Arakal from Karnataka, but also it is found in Andhra Pradesh. This is Eastern Ghats. Well, coming to the Orissa. Well, what are the restricted taxa? Bulbophyllum panigrahianum, Dimeria munei, Erectrostis nairi, Area megasaniensis, Eusterealis giftae, Ficus consina, Habenaria panigrahiana. Well, this Habenaria panigrahiana was also described from Telangana, from Mahabubnagar district as Habenaria ramayana, but now it became synonym. Only few months difference between. So rule of priority has gone to Mishra, so it is Habenaria panigrahiana. Homonaria intermedia, Liparis SPGY, Liparis Udai, Miletia, Odissa, Clistantha, this is Archid, Odissa, Clistantha, Pusidanum, Nagpurense, Themeda saxicola, Triboga, Mahengriensis, Varia incinata, Zugza immune, Dimeria Mahengriensis, Dimeria Voreza Japurensis. Please remember, Voreza rice has originated from Eastern Ghats. Please remember this. All crops, whatever you are cultivating now, were originally in forest, growing naturally. The rice was growing naturally in Eastern Ghats. I repeat, rice was growing naturally in Eastern Ghats, even now also. So one such species is Voreza japurensis. Other species in Andhra Pradesh are Voreza malampujensis, Voreza correctata, Voreza mayeriana. These are the 3 species which occur in Nalamalais. Come Gundla Brahmeshwaram. You can see wild Voreza naturally in the forest. They are useful for breeding purpose. Remember, I'll come back to that use if time permits. Well, restricted taxa in Tamil Nadu are Blackish Charmander saldane, Caparis chevariensis, Caparis collimalayana, Quadia ramanajvai, Deris matue, Dimeria collimalayana, then Elecaris maviae, Hepatus pygmaea. These are some of the species which are endemic, restricted to Tamil Nadu only. Well, this is a species which was collected almost after 100 years after the type collection by Blackish Charmander brevitubulatum. Remember, this is a species which was collected from Tamil Nadu, especially Vellore district by scientist who is now in USA. He was from FLHT, but now moved to USA. Well, this is Blackish Charmander saldane, once again from Tamil Nadu. This is Brito and well, back I told you, Dept canolensis, this is a female plant, got mixed up. Well, you may ask me, what is the use of these plants? Let me come to one straight example. I'm thirsty. I'll ask all of you, what do you drink? Pepsi, Thumbs Up, Coca-Cola. Remember, what do you get? After 1 year, you will get cancer. Remember, remove your tooth, put your water, it will be there for 100 years. Put there in Pepsi Cola or Thumbs Up, 1 month, it soft, becomes soft. 1 year, 1 month, it melts. So point is, don't drink Pepsi or Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up. Drink only local drinks. One such drink is Nannari. This is a plant with, remember Nannari, it has 3-hydroxy-4-methoxybenzaldehyde. It is available only in South India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, only, nowhere else in the world. It has highly, remember, antioxidant properties, hepatoprotective properties, blood purifying properties, etc. We don't drink. We always think, modern. What is modern? Drinking and getting cancer. That is what. Just now I am editing one chapter on cancers. And remember, modern habits have been brought. So our traditional uses, this is Nannari called as cool drink. You can drink also like, vitamin C containing any citrus juices like Nimbu Pani or Batai or Chini or any such vitamin C containing ones. So don't drink any Pepsi or Thumbs Up or Coca-Cola. This is no. Then let me go to another plant. Yeah, this is people are becoming, health conscious. They want to be, zero size, not fat. And one such, I went to America. My tummy is getting fatter. I went to drugstore and asked the drug fellow, can I become slim? He gave me some tablets, the pills. And I asked, what are the pills? Pills are, I repeat, pills are, remember, Slimaluma or Calaluma. 30 pills, $22. Where is the plant? Plant is not there in America. Be careful. Plant is not there in America. Plant is there in Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, remember, etc. Dry regions of these particular regions. For example, even in Mabunagar also it occurs. It is called as Keralima fimbriata. Remember, this is a plant. Why it is, anti-obesity plant? Remember why it is zero size plant, called as, because it is appetite suppressant. Remember, it suppresses hunger. So with the result, you don't eat food. So eat such plants and you get slim. Similarly, aloe vera, everywhere in Hyderabad, you find hoardings, huge hoardings on aloe vera. And that aloe vera is being cultivated. Of course, it is a Mexican plant, but is being cultivated everywhere in India in large scale. And whatever that you say, plant or herbal, aloe vera comes. And that is the plant, here. So point is, all those plants are there in India, biodiversity. So this is that plant, Slimaluma, risk-free trial. Remember, Slimaluma, Janaslim, many of these things, right? Then another plant that I would like to bring to your kind notice is Eastern Ghats. Tribal people in Khammam, Mabunagar, Rampachodavaram, Eastern Ghats, Tamil, Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, Visakhapatnam, etc. They collect water from streams only. They don't have potable water. So they collect water from streams. But in rainy season, the water becomes muddy. So what do? They take seeds of this particular plant called as Strychnos potatorum, chilla ginjalu. They make paste with these seeds. They don't make powder because they are very hard. So they rub along the surface, makes this paste in the water. They collect water in a pot, huge pot, and then mix this paste in this water, and the whole mud along with the bacteria, virus settle down at the bottom. So remember, but settle down at the bottom. With the result, it is free. So why do you use RO water? You use Chillaginjalu. Bombay Municipal Corporation is purchasing 20,000 tons from Girijan Cooperative Corporation from both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and cleaning the water in Mumbai. So point is, our own Eastern Ghats have a lot of such useful things from all. Well, this is another plant which you must be knowing, Strychnos naxvomica, or you must be knowing about naxvomica. There's strychnine and bucine. Well, this is now, Anandaya from Nellore is giving, medicine for COVID, and it says, this is, remember, what is he doing? He is doing immune boosting plants. Remember, immune boosting, whatever. It's not a medicine, it's an immune boosting, so that, our immunity gets supported by giving. And what is the immune boosting plants? Plants are, your curcuma from Telangana. Remember, turmeric, and it grows plenty. Whereas vitamin C, turmeric, vitamin D, all these come from, your usirikayalu. They come, usiri is, immune boosting, ginger, curcuma. All these are immune boosting plants. And what he is doing is, he is giving, immune boosting plants. So point is, immune in COVID time, well, when I was in MSc, I went to with my teacher, for a botanical tour to Eastern Ghats, and I could find Rauwolfia serpentina plenty at that time, way back in 1971, 72. But after 20 years, I went to Eastern Ghats, I could not find some Rauwolfia serpentina. Gone. Remember, gone. So people have collected. This contains serpentine and lyserpine alkaloids, and they are very useful for especially treating patients, especially who are violent patients. To calm down, this lyserpine serpentine is used. Violent behaviorist patients are treated with this lyserpine serpentine. There's a lot of alkaloids, plenty of alkaloids, asmalacine, lyserpine, serpentine, many of these things, are there. And this is a plant which is now being cultivated also. Now wild plants are all gone, and then, it is being cultivated. Another plant in Eastern Ghats is Podapatri, Gymnema sylvestre. Put the leaves, chew it, and then put sugar in your mouth, and then you don't get sugar taste. So point is, this is useful, and this is in Eastern Ghats. And this is a treatment, gymnemic acid, treatment for diabetes. Well, this is a plant which I have taken, in Eastern Ghats, especially from Mahavnagar and other things. Well, when I first went to Gani Forest, with my student, Raju. Oh, Raju, here is a new plant, and I hugged it and I had it. After 5 minutes, I have to scratch my body because it contains, remember, histamine. Irritating hairs are there. This is called as mucuna pruriens. It is very irritating. After half an hour, I have to run back to my guest house to leave all my clothes. Even after washing also, the hairs are not getting removed. So they are so powerful. But remember, it's a highly medicinal plant. It has dopa, L-dopa. Dopamine is a medicine for Parkinson's disease. You can find, in Telangana also, in Vikarabad, all the districts of Telangana, you find this particular plant called as Mucuna pruriens of leguminous. You can see the S-shaped fruits. It is L-dopa, dopamine. It is being cultivated in several places now. Of course, not irritating fruits also have been developed from this plant, and now that is being grown by. Well, this is a plant called as Diasporia. Perhaps many of you know about Diasporias. Mala D, family planning and birth control pill, is being used by 80 million women a day. That comes mainly, of course, for the first time came from plant called as Diasporia mexicana, diasgenin. Steroidal saponin is there. This plant, there are several species, almost half a dozen species of Diasporias are there. Oppositifolia, Pentaphylla, Bulbifera, etc. Remember, these Diasporias, left-handed twining, right-handed twining. Professor Subbarao from Andhra University told me that only left-handed twining Diasporias have diasgenin, right-handed twining Diasporias have no diasgenin. So you can use, so nature has shown you how to have family planning, not by modern methods, by traditional methods with this particular plant. So point is, this is a plant has in Eastern Ghats called as Diasporia. It has diasgenin, steroid, and saponin. It is a drug for your family planning and birth control. It is a $1 billion business now. Well, this is a plant, Ippa. Remember, many of you must be knowing in Telangana, because the tribal people are very fond of both flowers and fruits are used to make Ippa sarai, one of the highly medicinal drink. And then, of course, sarai is always not good, but this drink is good for health. Well, this is a plant which I have taken this from Khambum. If you go from Rampachodavaram to Bhadrachalam, you can find this particular plant called as Entada. It's almost 2 kilometer long plant. It is a lion, and it is almost 1 meter long fruit. You can see the gigantic nature of this lion. It is a pride of Eastern Ghats. A seed is almost size of a paperweight. Well, they are considered as emetic, antiperiodic, anthelmintic, and contains saponins used for treatment of many uses are there. Well, coming back to Eastern Ghats, as I told you, we published a book on recently last year, Orchids of Eastern Ghats. These are some of the books. Well, these are narrow endemic to Eastern Ghats, which I already told you. Yeah, let me show you the photographs. Elophia epidendria. Earlier I have shown only list, but here there are Elophia epidendria, Elophia flava, Elophia graminea, Elophia speciosa, Elophia ocreata. Then Habenaria classifolia, Cremifolia, Fursifera, Glandiflora, Diphylla. You can see the beauty of Malaxis verticolor, Nervalia aragona. You can see the beauty of the, remember, Nervalia infundifolia. You can see the leaves also, so design, color, Nervalia picata. Well, coming to the other aspects of this, endemism, as I told you, 160 species, 160 belong to 43 families. Here I have shown you red sanders. Well, other endemic plants are Dicasteria coronafolia, Pimpinella tirupatiensis. Remember, professors from SV University sent a specimen to Botany Survey of India. they named it as Pimpinella tirupathiensis without describing the tuber. So when you are sending to be other people, please identify the plant and then send it. Well, this is hydrocolloidal Culimaliensis. Remember, this is another umbelliferae or APACA member. It is Karupasamy described this new plant, new species from Culimala hills. Well, red listed plants. Red data book. I've told you about plant, earlier. Hildegardia populifolia is a red listed plant, but here are some of the red listed plants. Red data book. All of you must be knowing about red data book, which are endangered or listed in this particular plant book. These are Acaranthus coinei, Bulbophyllum catense, Caparis chevroiensis. These are some of the plants now photographs of this. Lucas Mukherjiana, Venlandia anguisfolia, Vinco chevrolet, Dimia conjusta, Vanilla whitiana. This is, remember, Vanilla whitiana is in Khammam, East Godavari district, that particular belt. Pimpinella tirupathiensis, as I told you, in Tirupati hills. Vanilla whitiana is a leafless orchid, and it can be used for. Well, this is Jadcherla, a new species described recently by Prasad from BSI. This is Jadcherla, differs from Cycas bedomai in several aspects. Well, this is what I was telling you about Pimpinella tirupathiensis. In the protologue, this tuber is not described. Now this occurs in Tirumala hills. Well, as I told you, we brought out 7-volume Flora of Eastern Ghats. You can see on my background and all my books, some of my books, we have published more than 100 books. I request you to join. Remember, we are now bringing 10-volume book on medicinal plants, bioactives, and pharmacology of medicinal plants. You are welcome to join. We are bringing out every year at least 10 books. And now books are, as your teacher has told you, they are being published by Springer, Elsevier, Willie, Blackwell, CRC, Taylor and Francis, etc. This is volume 3 and 4. This is volume 5. Then 6 and 7 also has come. Well, Karupasamy, then several other people have joined in bringing out these books. Well, our books are there in the whole world. Well, you can find all my books in the biggest library. That is Library Congress in Washington, D.C. This is in New York Botanical Garden. You can see Medak district. You can see here. Remember, this is Medak district. Well, this is other district floras. You can see this is in New York Botanical Garden Library. These are some of the books. More books are there in the racks. This is Flora of World Andhra Pradesh. You can see the flora of Andhra Pradesh, trees of Andhra Pradesh, flora of Andhra Pradesh, and the other district floras. So point is, our books are being bought by international reputed libraries, and then so it is not because of Pula, it is because of the resources that we have. 2/3 of the resources, 3/4 of the resources are in tropical countries, but 3/4 of the outcome of research is from Western countries. So please remember that we have tried. Well, another plant. Well, this is a plant called as tree fern. You always think that ferns are only this much size. No, this is a tree fern, which is Cyathea spinosa, Cyathea crenata, Cyathea, also other species. This is in Khammam, between, you can find, between Rampachodavaram, Adattigala, etc. and Visakhapatnam. Remember. Now, here bauxite. Jindal is going to mine bauxite, and then after some time, you may lose this. Cyathea spinosa is there in Eastern Ghats. After some years, you may not find this particular plant because they are going to mine bauxite in this particular place, and you may lose this particular species. This is 1.5 meter long leaf, almost 2 meters tall plant. 1.5 meter. Don't think that is a small plant. It is 1.5 meter long leaf. Well, bryophytes. In my teacher, we used to tell Riksha Market. Oh, sorry. What happened? Sorry. Got mixed up. Saraswaya, share. Something is wrong.
Hello.
Yeah, just a minute. Share back.
Okay, sir, no problem.
Yeah. Share, right, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I used to teach my students only Riksha, Markantia, Polytrichum, etc. To my horror, till we started working on Eastern Ghats, there is not a single paper, I repeat, not even a single publication on bryophytes of Eastern Ghats, Telangana, and this. Horrible to know it, except, Professor Rola Seshagara listed about 12 plants in East Godavari flora in this bryophytes, but there is no concise account, except that publication. There is no mention anywhere in publications on bryophytes. And then even after myself also, after 30 years, I started working on this, and we found a startling, remember here, 95 taxa of bryophytes, 94 species, 67 genera, and 36 families. This is only Eastern Ghats, Andhra Pradesh only. Remember, this is only Eastern Ghats of Andhra Pradesh. I have not yet done, on other districts, other states. So this is only Eastern Ghats of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So this is only 94 species. So point is, remember here, this earlier I have shown you. I'm sorry, yeah, you can see the capsule is pointing downwards. This is one species of bryum. This is capsule is pointing upwards. This is another species of bryum. Remember, depending on this, whereas in capsule, yeah, you can see the capsules. Remember, this is sporocarps of some of the Rixias and Marcantias, etc. Well, this is Exarmotheca silenensis. You can see the capsule. You can see the capsules here. You can see the capsules here. Exarmotheca silenensis. Well, this is not from internet. We have taken the photographs. 8 members, me, my wife, scholars, one photographer, we went, and we went the whole braving the Naxalites in Lampuchoravan. On the day when we collected these plants, there is a combing by the police people, and we were not allowed, but still we collected these particular, this is, you can see the receptacles, bristles, receptacle. This is Dumartiera hirsuta. Well, till you can see the beauty of the flower of the thallus. Dumartiera hirsuta, receptacles with bristles. Well, you can see Anura pinguis. You can see the sporophyte. Remember, this is a gametophyte and this is a sporophyte. You can see the capsule. Anura pinguis, you can see it is in a hand, so small. You can see the hand, my hand, and this is so small, Well, you all know about Anthocyrus. Well, Anthocyrus is not a European plant. It is Anthocyrus is there in Eastern Ghats. This is Anthocyrus. You can see the sporophyte, how from bryophytes, pteridophytes have evolved from Anthocyrus to Rhinia, etc. This is how evolution. You can see the sporophytes, and these are the gametophytes. You can see how continuously growing sporophyte is there. Whereas this is the gametophyte. This is Anthocyrus, Eastern Ghats. Well, you can see, I told you, capsules pointing downwards, pointing upwards, capsule parallel. This is Bryum coronatum. Bryum, earlier one is capillary, whereas this is coronatum pointing downwards. So this is, you can see the bryums. 6 species of bryum are there. We also worked on, fauna. These are photographs taken by our scholars in the Tummalpalli area, including Dr. Sadasivaya. You can see we worked on animals also. This is star tortoise. It costs 1 lakh rupees, in Southeast Asia. Several thousands of them are being smuggled from Bangalore airport and other places, from Hyderabad airport. And this is 1 lakh specimen, star tortoise. This is golden gecko. Once again, Sadasivaya and other scholars, have worked on these particular animals, and they discovered several new things, here. This is one golden gecko, which is endemic to this particular area. Well, these are some of the, well, this is not from internet. Remember, Sadasivaya, other scholars, in the project, Tummalpalli area, we worked on this particular Raja Kulai Swami and then Amarnath have taken these photographs. These are the birds. As Madam was telling, this is. And the training for Sadasivaya came from us, remember, from Sri Krishnadevara University. And we used to, as he was telling, at Sri Krishnadevara University, around 3 kilometers, we caught 660 snakes in 1 year and left in the forest, and without killing them, right? Well, you all know about, Porakalu, Pullala Porakalu. When I was knowing, what is the species, please remember, your Pullala Porakalu Chipurlu. Pullala Porakalu Chipurlu is Aristidas cetacea. Remember, Aristidas cetacea, it comes from Eastern Ghats. Aristida cetacea comes from Eastern Ghats, and that is being brooms is being done. Well, you must also be knowing some of the medicinal plants. Central, how much time? Yeah, it is 48. I'll close down another 2 minutes. Centrala asiatica, Brahmi or Mandukapani is a remember plant, memory enhancing plant. Well, people say this is also backup of many area, also in wet areas it grows. Bacosites A and bacosites B, memory enhancing plants. This is the plant Brahmi. Well, these are the protected areas, conservation. Badrama, Hagar, remember there are many protected areas here. Papikonda, Kinnersani in Khammam district. These are some of the areas, well, whereas remember this is Araku Valley. Remember, you can see that clearly, how forests are degraded. Remember, construction of roads, dumps, etc., illegal forest clearing. And I thank Professor Madam Nirmala Babu Rao Garu, Principal Pia Chinnamma Garu, all the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences and feelings for the last several years which we are working. And I thank all the listeners who are listening to for patient hearing. And we have written 100 books. We have many more books in my mind. Another 100 books I can tell you offhand also. So please join us to write these particular books. Well, there are ways and means. Don't think that I am less or more. You can see in background, flora of Telangana here, flora of Andhra Pradesh, flora of Telangana. Well, incidentally, Sadashivaya is in Telangana, and then in our student, Shobha is now Principal Chief Conservator Forest, is also our product. So I am happy. Thank you very much for a patient hearing. If you want to contact me, pullaya.tamineni@gmail.com, 94405056664. I repeat, 94405056664. Only for academic matters, please consult. Of course, academic personnel also most welcome, but still send messages, but not rings, so that they will not disturb in the meetings. Right? You are most welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightened lecture on biodiversity of Eastern Ghats. Now I would like to invite the convener of the webinar, Sri Paladis.
Sir, we are unable to hear you.
Sadashivaya.
Yes.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
So 1 minute.
Sir Pullaya, sir, I would like to tell you this is my 7th lecture which I have heard from you, and all the 7 lectures are quite different. And then, I enjoyed being associated with you. And then one more thing I would like to tell you is I had the opportunity to come around with you in Central University to identify some of the species. Sir, that moment I will cherish in my lifetime.
You still remember, madam? Yeah, especially in Koti Women's College, our association for almost, I think, if I remember, 1990, 89, 90 or something like that. So happy to spend together, madam, like this. Okay.
Yeah, sir. And I would like to spend some more time with you whenever you are going to the forest.
Thank you. That is what I was telling you. Right.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir,
Thank
please,
you, sir.
Paladis,
Thank you, sir.
Paladis Srinivasu, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Sir, మీ వీడియో ఆన్ చేసుకోండి. Right, sir.
Okay. Sir, actually, Pulle sir retired in 2011, though 10 years passed. But sir not looking like that. Those are retired, but not died. Actually, his hairs are showing that he's retired, but he is died. Still, he looks very young. If it is physical class, we would have seen his actions and his movement while he's explaining his class. So, still, sir is very active. We don't believe that, but what is the health secret also, we don't know. So, sir has to say. So, sir elaborated very much about the biodiversity of Eastern Ghats, the nice photographs, and he also gave the medicinal values of many plants. Actually, Sir explains very nicely. Any common person can understand the botany easily. He makes complexity, if anywhere is there, into simplicity, so that anyone can understand well the subject and anyone can keep attention on the subject. So Sir explained nicely about the biodiversity of Eastern Ghats. He explained geographical features of Eastern Ghats, also though which is social part and which is very much useful to the students for competitive exams. And Sir explained the largest families of Eastern Ghats, that is first Poaceae and next to the Leguminaceae, and largest genera, Potalaria, and next to Cypress. He also explained the endemics in Andhra Pradesh and in some other states of Orissa, Tamil Nadu, with nice photographs. And today we came to know that rice is originated in Eastern Ghats only by the lecture of Sir. And he explained very nicely the medicinal values of many plants. Actually, we are purchasing the medicinal values in the form of tablets outside, but today we came to know that are available directly in plants only. Sir explained that Corallama fimbriata is appetite suppressant and stiffness. Potatorum C is useful for the seeds are useful for the water purification. And he explained many plants of the medicinal value. Stiffness, Laxvomica, Rauwolfia serpentina, and we also came to know that Mucuna purulens from that plant dopamine is extracted. So, Sir, lecture is very nice. Now, today we have the great opportunity to meet a very knowledgeable person. And Sir also explained not only the angiosperms, but also bryophytes. Rarely persons can explain about the bryophytes, but today we also got the knowledge about the bryophytes. Actually, Sir is busy with the book writing, but though Sir is busy with the book writing, Sir accepted for giving his lecture. And I say profuse thanks, Sir, on behalf of Dr.BRR Government Degree College and also ABCD. I say thanks to ABCD organizers for making Department of Botany a part in organizing this webinar. So thank you everybody. Thanks to once again to Pullai sir. So over to Sadasiva sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your feedback on the lecture of Dr.Professor T. Pullai sir, my guru. Sir, once again, on behalf of ABCD and Dr. B.R.R. Government College, Jadcherla, Department of Botany and Microbiology, we are very thankful to you, sir. Now, I would like to invite our Lata ma'am, lecturer in botany, Dr. B.R.R. Government College, Jadcherla, to introduce another keynote address of today's webinar, Dr. Tulsi Rao sir. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. May I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes. Yes.
Very good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce the keynote address of this session, Dr. K. Tulsi Rao, sir, retired Deputy Conservator of Forest. Sir was an expert committee members appointed by Supreme Court of India. Sir, academic and professional qualifications, sir. Sir completed his PhD in Environmental Science from Kakatiya University. Sir was completed his MSc in Environmental Science from Kakatiya University. Sir has specialization in forestry and wildlife management from Forest College, India. Sir has diploma in crocodile breeding and sanctuary management, FAO, and GOI. Sir has specialization in captive breeding and zoo management, Wildlife Institute of India. Specialization in eco development planning and implementation, UNDP GOI. Sir has specialization in remote sensing technology and applications through visual interpretation, visual analysis, and GIS from National Remote Sensing Agency, Hyderabad, India. Sir has conservation related field experiences from 1980 to October 2009. Sir has a conservation field experiences in captive breeding and zoo management under ex situ conservation and protected area management under in situ conservation, and also has a great research experience in biodiversity research. Sir has received a number of awards. Sir has received a Green Leader Award from Council for Green Revolution and Green Alliance for Conservation of Eastern Ghats in the year 2013. Sir has received Earth Hero Award from India Foundation, Ranathampur Foundation in the year 2012. Sir has received Rajiv Gandhi Wildlife Conservation Award in the year 2003. Sir has also received Dr. Salim Ali National Wildlife Fellowship Award in the year 1999 to 2001. Sir has received Worldwide Fund Tiger Conservation Award in the year 1999 and also received Young Scientist Award. Sir has discovered new faunal species and also invented a capturing technology of black buck. Sir has served as a principal investigator for all taxa biodiversity inventory of Nallamalay's Eastern Ghats, National Vegetation Carbon Pool Assessment under Indian Space Research Organization Biosphere Program of Government of India, and habitat characterization species using remote sensing and GIS technology, remote sensing geographical information system based watershed treatment and planning for Nalamalai landscape. Sir has published 45 scientific papers in both national and international journals. Sir has published 15 books and action plans. Sir was author of about 10 management plans and several publications. Sir had participated in several wildlife conservation projects that include management of endangered species like tiger and the great Indian bustard, the black buck and the star tortoise. Sir contributes his services in captive breeding and zoo management in Andhra Pradesh. Sir has contributes his services to the involvement of people in tiger mission in Nagarjuna Sagar Tiger Reserve. Sir has research scientific work in all taxa biodiversity inventarization and research on Great Indian.
Thank you, ma'am, for a nice introduction of Dr. Tulsi Rao, sir. Sir, I would like to. Sir, now you can share your PPT also, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Sadasivji. And my namaste to everyone there who is participating there. Please let me share my PPT. Just 1 minute.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
Just a minute.
Sir, any problem, sir?
Yeah, it is there on my computer. Just let me leave the meeting for.
So we will wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because there is a small technical issue from another speaker of Dr. K. Tulsi Rao. Please bear with us. Ramakrishna, sir. PV Ramakrishna, sir. Sir, are you there? Hello. Sir, how are you, sir? Sir, would like to speak anything on this occasion? Please. Sir, introduce yourself and speak, sir.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Right.
My name is Ramakrishna. I am working as Forest Divisional Officer. Presently, I am posted as Deputy Director at Telangana State Forest Academy. And good morning to all. And I once again congratulate the organizers of this national webinar. Really, it's a wonderful session. Meanwhile, Sadashiva garu gurinchi cheppalante, when I was at Vanaparthi during 2009 to 2014, we had an opportunity to work together in the field of biodiversity conservation in one around Vanaparthi area. To start with, we have taken up small programs in schools and college, and we have taken up planting programs, rescue of snakes, and awareness programs. So we worked together for 5 to 6 years. Then I have been to Forest Academy and working as Deputy Director at Forest Academy now. పోతే ముఖ్యంగా సదాశివ గారి గురించి చెప్పాలంటే ఎవరైనా సరే మనము అంటే స్టూడెంట్స్ లో బయోడైవర్సిటీ పట్ల ఒక అవేర్నెస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది నిజంగా చాలా అద్భుతంగా పనిచేస్తున్నారు.
Sir Ramakrishna sir, please English. So many other state people are there. Please, sir.
Sir, really, we have to appreciate your efforts, sir. You have done a wonderful work at Vanaparthi and also at Jadcherla, sir. So, after formation of this ABCD, Association for Biological Conservation and Development Organization, we have taken up a number of programs at Vanaparthi and as well Mayuna district, and almost I think more than 540 schools have been covered, where we could explain about the necessity and conservation of biodiversity. And I am very happy to work with you. And nowadays we know the importance of biodiversity conservation. So internationally we are celebrating today the Biodiversity Conservation Day, and on this occasion I thank you, and I wish all the participants who are working for biodiversity conservation here. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ramakrishna sir. Now, our Tulsi Rao sir is ready. Sir, are you hearing, sir? Tulsi Rao sir? Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Hello, could you able to see me now?
Yes, sir, it is audible
Yes.
and visible also.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, please, sir.
yeah. Thank you very much for inviting me as a keynote speaker today. And before I start, let me congratulate Professor Pillai Garu. He has given an elaborate lecture about the floral assemblages in the Eastern Ghats especially. So I would restrict myself only to the zoological part of the Eastern Ghats, and that too theme-based, and also my practical approach of the management of these species in the national parks, sanctuaries, and the forested areas. I had an opportunity to work in the AP Forest Department for 40 years and also associated with many projects and all of these things. I thank very much my parent department, Forest Department, and also the government made me to stay continuously at one particular point in Nalamalai, that is the largest part of the Eastern Ghats, for 18 long years. That is the actually all Group 1 officers are supposed to be transferred to every third year, but in my case, I think it is a record break in the country itself. I could able to stay there in the Nalamalai for 18 long years, and that really enriched me about the knowledge